Hey kitties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Marilyn, and I'm bringing you all things beauty, fashion, lifestyle, even some fragrance. So if you like that, girl, go ahead and subscribe. Today we're getting into some hair. So I was on a little bundle break, but Elfinhair decided to send me over some hair. So I was like, you know what, let's try it, show the girls, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it. And we're definitely going to keep it real over here, because one thing you won't do is clock me for not telling the truth. Yeah, we don't do that. So let's get into the hair. It's not a tutorial. It's literally just clips of me installing portions of the hair, coloring it, things like that. So we're just going to do a voiceover and talk about my experience. And I'm showing you everything that came in the package, which was that the bonnet that you see in the background, and it comes with a whip cap, and the inches that I have are 2 20 inches and an 18 inch. Okay, so 3 packs of Burmese curly hair. I particularly love Burmese curly hair. You guys have seen me with this texture pretty often on my channel. I love the way the hair feels out of the pack. I love the way it looks. I actually like this pattern that it comes in before you wash it. I really enjoy that. But when you wash it, of course, it changes. So we'll get into more details as we go along, but I'm just showing you what it looks like and the density and how full and how bouncy and all the things that you definitely want to see close up before running out and purchasing hair. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue to do like a little, I don't know, like a sip and see. Okay, so I'm just gliding my hands through the hair so you guys can see how easily it is gliding through the hair at this point, okay? At this point, it's gliding through, but we're going to get into some more details, but this is what it looks like fresh out of the pack. I've never really ran into hair that was bad fresh out of the pack, I don't think. They always seem to be pretty nice, smooth, soft when you first open it up. It depends on what you do to it, what you put in it that may change it, or even water sometimes changes hair. So we'll get more into that as the video progresses. But this is what I see here. The ends to me look a little dry, look a little straggly. I don't know if you guys think so, but to me, definitely the ends look a little chopped, you know? Okay, and of course it comes with an edge brush. Okay, so I was just showing you everything that comes in the package. I love when they put little extras in the package. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that bonnet off. So what I'm going to be doing is a U-part. I have my own net that I'm going to sew the tracks onto, because I know you can buy wigs that are U-part, but they typically don't fit correctly. They're always baggy. So I just sew it myself, and I can control the density and how much hair I actually want on it. So I got this wig cap from Amazon. A lot of those excess pieces I do cut off, like that ear tab portion there. I'm going to cut it off because I'm going to have my own edges out. And then there's a tab in the back as well that I do cut off because that piece is unnecessary. Okay, so I sew the hair on this net, and then you'll see that I leave a portion of it out on the top because, of course, I use my own hair to do like leave out. So it's kind of like a convertible sew-in where I can sew it down and I leave it in my hair for like a week, and then I can wash my hair, and that's my protective style of choice. I do love sew-ins, but sew-ins is more of a commitment, and this is like a partial or a temporary sew-in because I do sew this down onto anchor braids after making this U-part. So I have other videos on that if you guys want to look through my channel and see, but this is what I do because it's uber convenient. And if you are trying to take care of the integrity of your hair, you have easier access to your hair. You're not going to be leaving a U-part on your head for months. Well, at least I don't think you should, okay? It makes it so easy to access your own hair. So I'm just showing you my technique. I'm literally just looping it, and nothing too extravagant. It's extremely basic, really. And I honestly feel like anybody can do this. You can at least practice with some maybe cheaper hair. It doesn't really matter because you're sewing it. So if you mess up, you cut the threads and you start again. But I think this is so much better to get my hair sewed in because it's convenient, and you need access to take care of your own hair. Washing your hair I would say at least every 2 weeks or once a week, depending on your hair type. So yeah. And then you get to moisturize and do all the things that help you retain length in your own natural hair. So I would highly, highly recommend a U-part. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just continuing. I'm not going to show you the entire process again. These are just clips so you get an idea of how I handle the hair, the things that I put in it, a little bit of the process before installing, okay? Now, just to prevent as much shedding, I don't actually cut the tracks. I just fold the hair as it gets ear to ear or edge to edge. I just fold it over and continue to sew it. So that way it's one continuous long track until, of course, we get to the top. Then you cut the excess pieces off. But that's what I do. I don't cut the tracks up. So when you want to reuse it, you still have the tracks whole. And you can do a different installation or, it just makes it convenient. So this is it, a pretty close up. As you can see, we're done just like that. I'm leaving the top open. I'm going to cut off that excess lace, which you will see on the next clip, but I was showing you the hair, what it looks like, and it does look very dry to me. Like this is pretty dry. This is pretty dry. If we were at the hairdresser, they would be like, it's time to cut this. You have to cut this. You have to let go. You have to cut it. So we'll see how it, develops as we style the hair. So I cut the excess net off because, of course, I'm going to be leaving my hair in. I am going to show you guys the color that I use because I did color the hair. I wanted a brown shade, but with a little bit of a red hue. So I mixed all three of these colors. So it's caramel brown, there's honey blonde, and there's also crimson red by Clairol. And it gave me a brown shade, and it's still dark, okay? So it's comfortable for me, but it's still in line with fall. It looks beautiful. It came out beautiful in person. All right, so this is me showing you the hair with the color washed out. And guys, I left the dye on for more than an hour, and I always do this, but this hair got so gummy and stringy, and it was shedding a lot. So I don't know if I over processed it or the hair itself is just, I don't know. I always do this. The only difference is I'm normally doing it with black hair dye. So I don't know if the color hair dye changed it, but it was so gummy. Like every time I would pull it while it was wet, it would just stretch and like almost like a little rubber band, and then it would pop. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I show you guys that because it could be because I over processed it, or it's just the hair. Again, I've always done this and I've never really ran into this problem, but it did irritate me because the hair was like shedding. So it could be my fault. Maybe I over processed. I left this hair dye over an hour, but again, I always do that. All right, so this is the hair completely dry. I let the conditioner sit on it for a while. So this is what it looks like. The curls are looking pretty to me. The color is the color is my favorite part. Okay, it's so pretty. I absolutely love the way the color came out. So I'll link the colors in the description in case you want to check it out. But here it is installed. There was a clip of me putting water on it, and I don't know what happened to that clip. I'm so sorry, y'all. But this is what the hair looks like. This is the point. This is what it looks like after the color. The only thing that's in it is water. And I want to show you guys that this hair it's tangling kind of a lot. Like when I go to pick up pieces of the hair, all the hairs are lifting because they're all intertwined and tangled. And I notice it's tangled towards like the mid all the way down to the ends of the hair. And I don't know if it's because of the dye or it's just the hair at all. The hair itself, I mean. So that was kind of irritating to me. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys at the beginning it was fluffy, it was soft. After I dyed it and wet it, it turned into another girl. It really did turn into another girl. But when you look at the hair, it is really beautiful and pretty, but the way it feels is irritating me. And the tangling is very irritating for me. I don't know how it'll develop as the days go by. Like even doing this voiceover, this is like a few days after. And when the hair is dry, like not damp, it's dry. It's dry and it does tangle. Okay, so I just want to show you guys and, be honest because they did send me the hair, of course, but I want you to know all the good things and I want you to know the things that aren't so good. So it just kind of depends on what you can tolerate. Tangling for me is like tangling and like excessive shedding for me is just like, it's something that I don't really like. I can do minimal, but not a lot of it. So now I'm going to show you how the hair straightens because I do want you to see that because I was thinking about just straightening this hair because the tangling while it's curly is a lot and I want to straighten it and see whether or not it's just when it's curly. But I also wanted to do a test strip to show you how the hair straightens. And when I was doing it, I realized, girl, the iron is not on anymore. I accidentally turned it off and it was like, why is this hair not getting super straight? So I turned it back up and I think it was on like 410. And I'm going to slide the flat iron down the hair. And it straightens really well. I'm also going to even show you guys if it reverts immediately. So you'll be able to see that on this one video. So it'll help you make a decision if you want to purchase hair or purchase this particular hair. So it curls so good. I think I'm going to straighten this hair all the way. If you guys want to see that in a video, let me know. Because I think I'm going to straighten it and put layers and wear it curled. I don't know. I might do that. Anyways, I'm putting the water on so you guys can see if it reverts or not and how quickly it reverts. I put the water on and I stepped away for maybe, I don't know, maybe 5-6 minutes after I put the water on, and then you'll see me come back and I'll let you see what the curl looks like after we put the water on. So I'm just wetting it and kind of scrunching it up a bit. And then I'm going to kind of just throw it to the back and leave it alone. And I think I went to the kitchen or something, but then I came back. And so let's see what it looks like after literally just a few minutes, maybe five minutes or so. Now it's completely blended. I can barely tell where it was. So here we are. That's the pieces that are wet. And it is immediately going back to its natural state, which is a plus. So if you decide that you want to flat iron this hair, but then you want to go back curly, you know that you do have the choice to do that. And I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of my edge control. Yummy edge control, girl, is the best. If you don't have that, what are you doing? What are you doing? It does a really good job holding the edges down, but it keeps it flexible. It doesn't get like flaky and, you know, that nasty thing that edge control can do. I love the Yummy edge control. Absolutely. You can get it on Amazon. I'll make sure I link it down in the description if you want to check it out. So I'm just putting a little bit more water in the hair and, you know, sort of blending it a bit, but I'm leaning it a little closer so you can see what the hair looks like close up. I'm going to run my fingers through it like I did at the beginning so you can see what happens. And what happens is this. This is if you can't take tangling, then you may want to think twice. However, if you feel like, you know what, I love the way the hair looks, I can kind of deal with that, then, you know, you make that decision. I'm just going to put some of my Dove Repair Serum on it, girl. Let's see if that helps. But this is pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Later, y'all.